Good afternoon and good evening, my friends. Thank you so much for dropping by on this nice and sunny afternoon here in Florida, where we have a state of emergency. Can you believe it? Since 2 days. It's kind of crazy. That is kind of interesting news there, Christina, that mean nurse actually had the coronavirus. That's crazy. My goodness. So I guess she won't be dropping by your house anymore. Did you get tested? You're hopefully okay. I would imagine you are. Just triple checking. So Julia's concerned already. Julia's here. She's going to have to finish off some work. Yeah, crazy times we live in. So all the better that we're gathering around here with. Oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear, Christina. Very good to hear. All the better that we're gathering around a 3D application that is very unpolitical and, takes our minds off all these crazy things. So I'm going to launch right in. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using Trello to organize all this. Hello, Chris. How you doing? Join us. I missed your stream earlier, but thank you so much for dropping by. I will do a quick visualization with the Unreal Engine. And actually, I can leave this up. I will show you why we're doing something that we're not actually doing. So yes, Unreal Engine first, just to show you what I'm planning to do today. So I'm using one of the Polygon assets once again, which is this time is the Heist pack, and I've got it loaded up here, and I will go and quickly pop my controller on here. And of course, welcome the new version of the dancing FBI agent, just like literally above me here. He is so cute. I've re-rendered him this morning. He now has a little bit of a floor underneath him so he can cast shadows. It's like a half transparent little circly thing that I've made there. So I'm using Unreal not for the animation. I'm just using that to visualize the whole thing and show you what I'm planning to do in Blender. So we're going to work in Blender, but I find the Unreal Engine is just so amazing to do this real-time fly-through thing. So here's the scene. It's a kind of a bank robbery type thing. And I'll start with the animation with my WP Guru logo that then chroma keys into this. So I will do a bit of a crash zoom from up here. So the first kind of 3 seconds will just be a little crash zoom on to these people. There's about 3 or 4 maybe. We'll see how many we can fit in there. Maybe 2, maybe 3. There'll be 3 of them dancing in here. And we'll move the camera slowly over them from left to right. So we'll start with this establishing shot about here, and then we go down, and then we go and see them like this in a really slow pan for about maybe 10, 15 seconds, during which, maybe 20 seconds, during which we can do that zooming in closer on the characters, just like we did yesterday with the one keyframe to the next type thing. So we'll do that, come in here, pan over these guys which are dancing. Then we're going to go inside the bank, but we're going to do that with a crash zoom. So over maybe a second or so, we're going to go very quickly to the next scene where there's more people dancing, maybe 2 of them in front of the desk, and everyone's kind of happy, which is, groovy. We do the same thing about 10, 15 seconds, just a pan from the left to the right, maybe slightly further down, just frame them up nicely, and we'll go and cut close to them, perhaps once, perhaps twice, then we come back. And then we go and rush into here somehow. There's some collision issues, so we will go through this in Blender, but we can't in Unreal right now, so I'm just going to go and fake that until we go to our third scene, which is the back of the vault. So once again, we're going to go kind of crash zoom from one group of dancers back into that. And this is where we're going to end up. So there's another 2, maybe 3 people dancing in here. We'll see how many we can fit in nicely. And then we'll probably go and end here and just, see these people having a lot of fun, and then the animation is over. That's the idea. And the Rod is here. Hello, Rod. How you doing? Very good to see you all. Very nice of you all to drop by. So that's the plan. And I thought, since it's so nice to do this in the Unreal Engine, to just fly through and do this with the game controller, that's what I'm planning. That's my vision. We can go to town. I don't think I will. We could make the flags wave. That'd be kind of cool to put a wind note in there. I don't really know how to do that in Blender, so I'm probably not gonna bother. But you know, it is something that if ever I find out, I can come back to the scene and we can make it happen. So once again, crash zoom from here. Then we go and show these dancers, 3 of them here probably. Then we go into here, crash zoom. We show these 2 or 3 dancers here. Then we go crash zoom into here, and that's where the animation then ends, with these guys dancing, a SWAT guy. So some of these characters in this pack, they are built to be robbers. So not the guy on the right there. That's a SWAT guy. He's a proper character. He can be animated just like the dancing FBI agent there. But I know it seems vaguely familiar. It's just so I can demonstrate to you, the guy doesn't really have a face. It's a mask he's wearing. And there's all kinds of masks, like a chicken mask and like a crocodile mask and like just a paper bag over your head. And it's a very cool idea to do this. But the issue is that those are 2 pieces of geometry. And when I animate this in Blender, it's going to be crazy. So I think I'm going to go and close this down. I don't think we need that anymore. There are a couple of lights in here, so we're going to have to deal with lights and putting characters in place. That's my plan for today. And maybe we'll do the whole camera animation perhaps tomorrow, perhaps today, if we get there. This is a little test I did earlier, and this is a woman here. Let me try and take this away and just show you what she looks like. So perhaps without the overlays. This is what her face looks like. So it's not like she actually has a face. It's interesting how this is modeled here. And usually you'd see a head around it, like an FBI guy has a head, like as you can see. But these things are made so that you put a mask on the rest of the head, so that they're kind of covering the face and that just the eyes are sticking out. And that's not something that'll work well with the animation. So I've tried that. And of course, the chicken head is parented to a different part of the mesh than the rest. So the chicken head is kind of parented to the top of the bone, and I really don't know how to do that. It probably adds a layer of complexity that I just don't even know where to begin. I've tried my best, but it's not something I can fix. So I'm going to stick to the characters that do not require mask. And that's the plan. So that this doesn't happen, because obviously that doesn't look great. I've done some preparations for this. I'll just go and close Blender down. Ooh, there we go. Back to 3D. Thank you so much for hosting my stream. So sorry we couldn't get on the phone this morning. We had planned to have a chat, but I slept late, and perhaps by the time you were already in bed. So all the better to see you now. Let me go and switch my pointer focus on, that you can all see where I'm pointing. And start this whole thing from scratch in Blender. So the bit of preparation that I did was that I found in-place loopable animations, much like the one that you see from the FBI agent there. And they're all kind of in-place animations. They're all with the FBI agent, but of course we can apply them to other characters. Let's see if we can make it happen. I've copied all my assets into a little folder so that I can go there and pick out the Polygon Heist assets or the Polygon City assets, because there's more characters in that pack. Oh yes, by the way, let me go and put a little link in here. These are the assets that I'm using for today. In case you want to follow along, that is them. So I guess the first thing that we'll do is we'll rename this collection here. That's just called collection with the camera and light in there. I'll call that tech stuff. So that's for cameras and lights. I might make a separate light thing. Maybe not. Tech stuff is fine. And then the next few will be for the whole city scene, and then there'll be the ones for the characters in the front, middle, and the back. We'll see how we can make that right. So first of all, we'll create a new collection in here. I would have thought that would work with just Shift A in here, but it doesn't. Shift A just opens and closes all the items in the outliner. So you have to, I guess, right click and say new, and that'll make a collection. So I suppose we can start with the actual scene and bring that in, and then we can make that whole thing invisible and then work on our animations. So I guess that's my plan. Bring in the scene, then bring in a couple of characters, apply animations to a group, and then this is something I hope it's going to work. I'm hoping to move the whole group once they're in place to the set, to the spot in the scene that needs them. So I'll call that the bank, perhaps. There. And with that selected, I'm going to go and import that now. That's an FBX. I will put that in my favorites as well. Oh, that was documents, wasn't it? It's not what I wanted to do. It was, where was it? I think here, bank heist animation. That's the one. So put that in here, bank heist animation. Perfect. That'll be at the top of my favorites. Here are the animations. Here are the source files for the city, source files for the heist, and this is the Unreal pack that I've got my scene in here. I think we need another folder here, and that's going to be for the blend files. And anything else that happens here, I'll make another folder for that. But for now, we're going to go for the heist pack. And this is the demo scene. That's the one we need. Oh, very nice. Ralph, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us and get paid for it. This is good. I love it. Very nice. Always good to have you. So I'll go click that, but I'm making sure that we don't want the animation here. I don't select manual rotation, and I don't correct the bone orientation because I don't think we have bones in here. If I were to do this manual orientation, the scene would come in on the side, and that's not good. There it is, the bank, as it lives and breathes. That's all selected, and it's all in that collection, which is great. So now we don't clutter up our outliner here. I'll go click off that, and I believe I'm going to have to go and pick up a texture pack or two for that. No, I don't. Ha ha ha! That is exciting. That is very cool. So I've got that material is already on here. Oh my goodness, that is very good. What does that look like rendered? With Eevee, not so bad. So this is with the default Blender light. There's nothing else in here. So we're probably going to have to go and do some HDRI magic on the outside. I'm also going to perhaps see if I can walk inside this. How that worked. Under, come on, navigation. Is it? Navigation, walk animation. Perfect. Let's do walk animation. Yeah, so we need some lights in here. We can probably, I don't know how good looking we want to make this, but I think we can probably just get away with 2 point lights. I don't think I'm going to use, what's it called, emissive surfaces. That's cool. Enjoy your ribs. Yeah, so HDRI on the outside, lights on the inside. We'll go and fix that, soon. I think look dev is probably going to be our mode of choice here. And then if I am correct, I can just go and click this whole collection off, and then the whole bank's going to disappear. Perfect. So the bank's in here. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now we can bring in some people before we make refinements. Let me go and save my scene so that we have a starting point here. In blend files, I'll just call that one Bank Heist 1. is that how it works, Joe? How exciting. And I have heard that Kansas City is the barbecue capital of the world. I believe I have heard that before. So let's make another collection here. And I guess we'll start with the group of people at the front. I'm just going to try this with 2 characters and 2 animations and see if I can put them in place in good relation to one another, and then put them in like inside some kind of a container, like an empty, and then move the empty. That's kind of my plan, and hope the animations still work. I mean, that's what I'm hoping to do. I believe we had some good luck with that last time, some good success. So as long as we put the animations in place in the center of the world, we can then move that whole thing around, but it'll then keep moving in that place. So we'll call that front people, and I'll get rid of the bank and bring in our first dancing FBI agent, which I believe I can just take from these things. So those are the dances I've downloaded. They're all with the dancing FBI agent. So 6 of them. There's 2 swing dances, and I think if we just use them in combination, I think they'll be enough. I might try samba dancing to begin with. Actually, maybe I'll try twerk. I'll try twerk to begin with. And this is the thing again in which I need to put manual orientation and animation and the armature, which I think I already have a preset for that, and that's the animation import. I believe that is that preset that I need for that. So let's go and bring one person in. Oh, Rod, that is uncool. You could always use iced coffee. People have made great experiences with iced coffee, and it's easy to brew as well. You just put a bit of coffee with half the amount of water than you would usually use into something like a bowl, put it in the fridge overnight. In the morning you filter it. Iced coffee, caffeine, serve it over ice, half and half. Very nice. Or an IV, yes. Blender was of course busy, as you could see by the absence of the progress bar. Blender likes doing that because, it likes to confuse us. Are you crashed? No, I'm working, but I'm not telling you. It's just how it works. He doesn't have any textures. Other than that, he's doing all right. He's doing the twerk. All right. I don't quite know how long this animation is. We're going to find out in a minute. Let me give him some materials here. He is Polygon Heist Texture 01, and that is Heist Texture 01. He comes in different variations, so we can, even if we use the same model, we can have him as a black guy or has a different type of shirt on and all that. So that's him with materials on. That's nice. And we've got this one animation on him, so I'll turn that into one of those magic blocks for now. That happens on the animation tab, I think, I believe. And for that, I believe we have to select the root node of the guy and then go into the action editor. Here I can call this animation twerk, I think. So it's just guesswork. I believe this is how it works. Whoa, look at that, it's a long animation. 900 odd frames, that's very good. We don't have to loop that all that much. And I'm not going to put that on my NLA track, I'm just going to go and stash it. And that's that, keyframe's gone. And in fact, we can remove our FBI agent altogether. In fact, let's do that on the layout view. In fact, the whole guy, boom. And then I don't know why he turns into a giant. I don't understand this. But hey, that's just what it's like. So our animation is still saved as a little block there. So now let's go and bring in another animation by the same merits. And this time, I guess, if that was twerk, this time let's call it house dancing. Same things are still logged in. Do you know, I don't really know. The bones, the size of the bones in the FBXs that I've looked at, they vary greatly. And I don't really know why. I suppose they're just either they're guide bones or they're not scaled properly, or the developer didn't scale them and just left them at the default size, and even if they stick out of the character, I don't know, because you can just make them smaller. When you rig the character, you can just make the bones as big or as small as you want. And some people, either they don't do that or the FBX doesn't translate that. FBX is a complete mystery to me, I must imagine. I must say, it's you know, it's one of those things. I'm super happy when it works, but if and why it does that, I don't really, you know. 9 times out of 10, FBX is just, it's a lottery, man. I suppose, Christina, that is correct. Yes, they're then easier to grab. Blender is busy, by the way. It's you know, it's just doing stuff. It's just not telling us about it. We just have to know that, you know, telepathic connection with the Blender and all that. Well done, Brian. I appreciate that. Yeah. Do you know, Christina, and I wonder if they're doing that so that you're locked into the latest version of whatever changes the FBX. I don't know that used to be Filmbox, wasn't it? That was FBX's actual, that's where that came from. But nowadays, I don't really know where that, what the main application for FBX is. Aha, there we go. Here he is, my man is, what's he doing? I already forgot the name of the dance. Oh, I got 1,500. I applied the texture to the other guy and then got rid of him. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just applied the texture to this guy because I'm keeping him and another guy. So I should have really just not bothered with the texture earlier, but I will keep this guy, I think. See if we can just go and pick that. Can we not? Is that not how it works? Polygon Heist texture. Another city. No, it's Heist texture, isn't it? It's not it? Why? This one then. Okay, I'll open it again, Blender. It's no problem. I can do that. I'm trying to save you some work, you know. Heist texture 1. There we go. Now 7 people are using that texture. Why couldn't I just pick it? I don't know, really. I don't know. So with this guy now also selected, I think I might just call him FBI agent. I'll go and turn this into an actual animation on the NLA thing. So I could go and stash it again, or I can go and push it down. And that is what I'm going to do. Push it down. That creates an NLA track for this guy and puts that block on there right away, I think. Let's have a look in non-linear animation. Oh, look at that. I've forgotten to name that properly. So let's do that here. This was, I've already forgotten. What was that? short-term memory. This was house dancing. Okay, let's go and rename that into house dance. I'll rename that NLA track FBI agent so that I remember who's dancing on this. I mean, it also says that up here, but just just easier for me to remember. So I'll just leave him as one loop there, and I'm trying, and this is what I'm trying to figure out. I hope this is how it works. I'm going to move him over just slightly to the right, and then I'll bring a different character in now, and then I'll apply that other animation that I imported earlier onto that guy. That's the plan anyway. So let's go and take my FBI agent and grab him over, put him onto somewhere over here. And that should, now I see this is uncool. So GX, put him over there. And is it correct then, Your Honor, that I have to go and keyframe the guy over here? Is that how it works? Yes. And you see yes and no, because it doesn't now move him so he's kind of, he's glued into place, and that's not what I wanted either. Before that, he was actually moving his body, so keyframing that was not a good idea. I'm glad we're trying this out, because now we can see that he is not quite standing in place. He's moving, and I would like to retain that movement. So he's moving around along the X and somewhat along the Y axis. So I want to retain that movement. I just want to move the whole guy to another spot while retaining all that movement. So I wonder then if I can do that by creating an empty maybe with arrows. Could do that, or could be a cube maybe. Maybe just with arrows is probably okay. Is that a good idea? I'm already totally confused how to deal with the empty. So let me use a cube. I comprehend the cube. I don't understand the arrows. Single arrow, circle, cube. Could be plane axis. That might be nice. Let's just use plane axis. I can comprehend that even better. Let's do that. So there we go, Rod. How exciting. Bolt them all together and make yourself a nice stream overlay. So I suppose then if I just move my FBI agent into the empty now and then move the empty, that should do the trick, right? And however many other people I move into the empty, that should do that trick then, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? Now, of course, the question is, how do I do that? I would imagine that's a parenting kind of job. In an ideal world, I would just click the FBI agent and drag it onto empty, but that's not how it works. I think I have to shift select the FBI agent first, then the empty, and then hit probably Control P, and then set parent to object, keep transform without inverse. Man, let's just try the first one, shall we? Yeah, the empty is now parented to the FBI agent. Kind of the opposite of what I wanted. So let's try it again. Empty first, then the FBI agent, then hit Control P, then see what happens. FBI agent is in the empty now. Has to be the active one. Okay, so it's the last one I select will become the thing I parent things to. Like if I parented 5 objects, select those first, then the last thing is what I want to parent them to, and then I do Control P. That's how it works, right? It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. So now we're still doing that. That's good. But if I now select my empty, go GX, move you over here. Now keep dancing. Then he's Dancing indeed. That's very cool. I like that. That is good. So I may have to use a hierarchy with several empties then, so that if I were to bring in another character and I want to move the relation to the first character somehow once they're in the scene, then they all have to be empties. That's no problem. I'll call him the FBI guy. Aha. Brilliant. Let's grab another character, put that into the front people, because these guys are going to be the front people. Let's go and import another person, perhaps a female FBI agent. That might be cool. Is she in the heist pack? She may be in the heist pack. Let's have a look. Also under characters. See if we can find her together. SK character, female FBI. There we go. First one. These are the overall guys' shirts, so they all don't have a back face. Male FBI guy, female FBI guy, and then there is the male SWAT guy. So those are the, let's bring in these two, female FBI guy and the male FBI guy, the male SWAT guy. Those should all still be in place. Let's hit import FBX. See that mess, but that's okay. That's totally fine. We're not going to freak out about this. We're totally relaxed about this. I wonder why it looks like that. I have no idea. Oh my god, yeah, Control Z is my best friend. Christina keeps pointing out a trick that I keep forgetting all about it. While I remember it, there is this thing called the undo history in Blender. And that's kind of a cool tool that lets you not only go back multiple steps, but it also lets you see what you did there. Whoops. Undo history. So I believe I could go and literally just go here, and then it will go that many steps back. I think that's how it works, isn't it, Christina? Is that how it works? I'm always confused because there's these 4 rows of things, and it's not that intuitive to me. But I suppose that's what it is, right? So it's first going down this way, then I would imagine it's going down this way, then it's going down this way, and eventually it's going down this way until we hit literally the beginning at which we have opened the scene, then we deleted the cube, then I've forgotten what we did, renamed collections, made new collections, and so forth. Right, yeah, like a really long list that goes like into my floor, into my downstairs neighbor's floor. Yes, I keep trying to. I'm trying to remember these things and then hopefully utilize them when the moment comes. Let's go and get rid of this mess here by selecting the female FBI agent. So FBI girl, we'll call her. FBI girl and FBI guy, and go into pose mode. Under pose, we'll go and clear all the transforms. And there she is. Fantastic. Let's apply that texture as well to her. And we have to select her. Go out of pose mode, otherwise that's not possible. And I would imagine I could just pick it up from here like so, but for some reason it doesn't really work. I don't understand why. Maybe it's just that we pick. Maybe it's that, yeah. Env sampler, even though it's the texture is called something else. That's confusing me, but it seems to work, so that's cool. That is courtesy of a wonderful, wonderful man who goes by the name of Titan Gaming. He made a tutorial about this, about how to bring characters into Blender, and that was exactly what I needed to make head or tails of these guys. So yeah, Titan Gaming, shout out to my man. He explained this in a video. It's very nice, very nice. I've linked to that on a previous occasion, but I don't have the link at hand right now. So FBI girl, but if you look at him, he's on the, I found his link through the Synty Discord server. They've got an open Discord server, and if you have issues with any of the Synty assets, they are more than happy to help you there. I love these assets, by the way. They are just so cool, so lightweight and versatile. Really like them. Let's apply the first animation of that guy onto her and see if it all works. Perhaps it's a good time to save before I do anything, drastic. Let's go and save our scene here quickly. So we go into animation again. I have changed animation over to the non-linear animation, and I think I need to be in the dope sheet editor for that. And with that, I need to now select the twerk, for example. There it is, and that's already kind of applied to her. And now both of them are dancing, but they're dancing a different dance, which is exciting. So the twerk, he's doing the, what was he doing? And he's doing something else. He's doing the, have I forgotten to name that? I think I have. He's probably, what was his dance again? Just to satisfy my curiosity, his dance was something like the street dance, twerk, house. He was doing house. That's right, he was doing house. She's doing twerk. Right, so that is how they are doing a different dance. Perfect. So I'm going to go and pick twerk, push this down onto her own animation track, non-linear track, and I can go and switch to that non-linear animation. And here it is. So now we've got the house dance for this guy and the twerk for FBI girl. That's cool. Rock on, brothers and sisters. So now these guys are a little bit far apart from one another. So I think I'm going to do exactly the same as what I did with this guy. I'm going to give her her own empty. Shift A, empty plane axis. Boom, I like it. Select FBI girl, then select the empty, then make sure you don't hover over that, obviously. Otherwise, it turns into a whole different application. Then you go Control P, and then you select Objects. No, that was the wrong way around. So Control Z. But wasn't my empty the last thing I've selected? Strangely, bizarrely, it's not always how that works. So I'm going to select FBI agent, FBI girl, then I'll shift select the empty. So the empty is now selected last. I go Control P, do that. Now the empty is parented to the FBI girl. I don't understand. A minute ago it was the other way around. It makes no sense. So select the empty first, then select the FBI girl, and then perhaps it works now, does it? Yes, now it has worked. So you have to not select the thing last, you have to select it first then. Oh, I don't get it. Good thing there's only two options. So if the first option doesn't work, do the other way around, then that's probably the best way to remember it, I think. It's probably the best way to remember that. FBI girl, call that empty FBI girl. Oh yeah, I see. So we have FBI girl already, like here. I think we're going to call that FBI female then. And then this can be called FBI girl without the number. There. I was selecting it in the outliner actually, not in the viewport. Oh, could that make a difference? That is interesting. Let's bring in the third guy and try the theory on both of these. That might well be the difference. I'll move FBI girl over to the right here, So just with that empty selected, GX, move her over here. And then we bring in SWAT guy. And in fact, let's bring in another FBI guy with the third dance so that then SWAT guy can get that dance. Let's do that. And then we're going to try that theory because it could well be that it's different in the viewport and in the outliner, that they've mangled it up, that it's exactly the opposite depending on where you select these things. That would be possible. That would also be hilarious, actually. We'll find out. We'll find out. First, another FBI guy. FBX. Right, yes. Bank heist, animations. So we've got the twerp, got house dancing. How about samba dancing? Maybe yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do, the SWAT guy can do samba dancing. Let's do that. These steps look really, really complicated, but when you've done them for the 50th time, it kind of grows on you. Yes, let's have a look. I'll go, while Blender's doing its thing, I'm going to go and look for Titan Gaming's channel, and then I'll go and post a link to that video in the chat. Titan Gaming. There's two Titan Gamings. One has 10,000 subscribers, the other one currently 61. That is very, very cool because he was... Oh no, that's not him. Sorry. Is that him? No, that's not him. I thought it was Titan Gaming. That's the guy. Could that be him? I thought it was. Titan Gaming, there we go, that's him. Here is the video. I just saw it and I thought, oh, he's got 10,000 subscribers now. Like last week he had 20, but I got the wrong guy there, so he still has. He's still the same guy. Here's that video by Titan Gaming about how to untangle that FBX mess in Blender with Synty Characters. Post the link already. There we go. That's where I got that from. Yeah, I think I did that as well. Did I? Yes, I have subscribed to his channel. 36 thumbs up, 685 views. He also explains how to export characters from Unity, I believe, from Unity as FBX so that you can use them in things like Blender. That's also very helpful. I know very little / nothing about Unity, but it's good to keep a copy around and installed for such eventualities in case you do need it. So we'll call this just the SWAT dude so that we know this is the SWAT guy. And he's doing the samba. That's cool. So that's FBI guy now. Sorry, that's FBI guy with the SWAT animation. So let's go and don't touch the textures. We're just going to go into animation, and he's not actually the SWAT guy. So we're going to get rid of him in a moment. Let's go bring that back to the dope sheet in action editor mode. And here I'm going to call that samba, so that we have a good name for it. And this one I'm gonna go and stash. Boom, Gonski. Now, fake SWAT guy he's still in pose mode. Fake SWAT guy can go. Why this happens? I don't know. Blender does funny things. I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation for it. So now we need to go and import the actual SWAT guy, which I thought that was, but he wasn't. So we'll go into the Heist pack, characters, SK male SWAT guy. All right, let's bring him in, untangle his mess, thanks to Titan Gaming. Switch over to pose mode, hit on pose, clear transform all. SWAT guy, and then go back into object mode. SWAT guy. All right. Let's see if our env sampler text works. Yes, looks like it works. Nice. Leave that as it is. Just go straight to the animation tab, where we will now select the guy and then go and select Samba. That makes him go into Samba position already. Woohoo! And he also needs to have his own NLA track, so we're going to go push that down as well. Cool. That's that. So next time, if we wanted to loop these animations, then we have to go into the NLA editor here, and then we can do all kinds of stuff with looping these tracks because they're all individual lengths, and we may not even see the guys anymore by the time we move into the bank. So we'll work that out in the animation. I can kind of see that the twerk probably needs to be repeated at least once, but we'll worry about that when it comes to it. So for now, these guys are dancing, and I'll try and put them into the position in like together with the bank, so that we can see them dancing in place as a proof of concept there. Oh yes, I forgot that there's an A release. How interesting. Do you know, I'm having a peach detox tea because I've had a lot of caffeine already today. And today's word of wisdom is: the beauty of the soul is constant, continuous, and endless. Brought to you by Yogi Tea. There we go. Just thought I'd share that with you. I always like these little snippets of inspiration. The beauty of the soul is constant, continuous, and endless. Very nice. Always makes me very happy when I read these little things. So just like before, let's put the SWAT guy into his own empty as well. And now let's see if there is indeed a difference when I select something in the viewport versus the outliner. So let's go and call this guy SWAT. Not strictly necessary. We can just go and do the thing. Just leave it all in root and then just name the empty. That's also fine. We'll go and create a new empty, plain axis, and I'll do the outliner first. So we thought select the empty first, then select SWAT guy. Whoops. Control select him. Then I'm not sure if I can do it over here, or if I have to do it over here. Probably over here. Control P. Control P doesn't work in the outliner, so I have to hover over the viewport, hit Control P, say object, and it parents then the empty to the SWAT guy. Not what we want. Let me go get rid of that and do the same thing in the viewport here. So select. I see I can't actually select the empty, can I? Does this let me select it? Yeah, it does. So I select the root node first here, so like the big bone. So that's probably what answers Dreamlab's question there. They are, if they were tiny and inside the character, it would be difficult for me to grab it. And when I select the character, then that's not actually the skeleton, it is actually just the mesh. So maybe that is why sometimes the bones are just massive. It could well be like what you say, Christina, selectability. So select this guy, then I go and shift select or control select the empty. So it is selected last. And I can already see that the colors are now the opposite of what they were when I selected them like that in the viewport. Can you see that? Yeah, now it is. And when I select them from the outliner, it's the other way around. So if I now go Control P, do object, now it does it correctly. But when I do exactly the same thing, so select something different, select the SWAT guy, which is light orange, select the empty later, Then I go Control P, say object. Oh, that's convenient. So it does it just randomly, just mixes it up, does it? The good thing is we have that on tape. So whatever I did before, we can always look at. And what did I actually do before? I selected the SWAT guy first, then the empty, then I said Control P. Oh, so now it works. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. I did the empty first. I just give up. I just do it until it works. And if it didn't work the way I wanted it, I'll just do it again. That's kind of how I approach Blender. Just keep doing it until it works. And that's probably the easiest way to do it. There's no rhyme or reason behind that interface at all. It's kind of fun though as well, I must say. So I'll call this guy SWAT guy. And now we have 3 empties in people. I like that. I like that. So now then, this is where it gets complicated, to make sure these guys are all inside a group. So FBI guy is kind of on the outsides here. I can put him probably closer to these guys. I suppose I should put all these guys now into yet another empty, right? So that I can move them as a group. That makes sense, right? Because I can't move all 3 of them. I can move them individually, but not as a group. So if I move all these guys into yet another empty, that's probably the way to go, isn't it? What do you think? See what other empties we have. Single arrow. I like the plane axis. Maybe single arrow. What does single arrow look like? I see nothing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, could be. I like something other than the current empty, because this selects these guys easily, but I'd like something that selects the group. So perhaps I'm going to go and select, take a cube or sphere. You could even use an image. How interesting. Or cone. Maybe just a cube. Cube's good. And I'll just go and that's GZ1, isn't it? To put it up, perfect. And then I'll go and scale it SZ2, whoops, that's X2, like so. Just so that they're kind of in there. I might even go and apply the scale. Was that a good idea? It's probably not a good idea. Yeah, maybe I'll undo that. I'll just leave it as that. It's just the container thing. So you're saying select them from here and then it always works. 1, 2, 3, then select this, then go Control P, object, front dancers. All right. Okay, so let's bring back the bank. In fact, let's save it now that we've done so much hard work on this whole scene. And if we haven't even gotten started yet, let's bring the bank in. That's kind of nice. So they're now dancing inside the bank. That's cool. But we don't want them to. We want them to dance outside the bank. GY will bring the whole gang outside. They've got their own little podium here. Nice. How are we doing on the foot front here? Do we need to put them higher, lower? think it'll work nicely. Okay, so I'll go and bring them a little bit closer together. I like how SWAT guy is there. Just thinking, how far away do they need to be from the door so that we can go in with the camera? I suppose we do that from here. I guess it'll be fine. So FBI guy, move maybe slightly further back and slightly further toward in here. And then FBI girl, would you please slightly further back to about here. And then perhaps we can have FBI girl also turned around a little bit towards the camera right, I guess. Her left, camera right. I like it. So this way. See, perfect. Nicely done. So now we have dance party outside the bank. Just make sure no one bounces each other in the face. I think that's important. We keep remembering that. He's just hitting the bones. And the bones, we can live with that. We can live with him hitting the bones. Just want to make sure there's no intersection. So I might just move him to the right a little bit, because there's this ugly gap between them. So, oh yeah, he needs a bit of space. I can see that. That is very nice. Okay, yeah, so you, SWAT guy, you need to go to your right, camera left. SWAT guy, GX. And then you don't punch FBI girl in the face. Or do you? No, you hope you don't. It's like, you know, you also don't punch FBI guy in the face. Oh, that's hilarious already. That's just classic already. So super funny. Let's make sure these animations loop a few times so that these guys just keep doing their thing here. I haven't actually thought about the overall duration of the animation. I'm thinking it could be like a 30 seconds on the outside, 20 seconds on the inside, and then maybe 20 seconds at the back. So it's like 1:10, and give it 5-second travels from here to the next scene. That's another 10. So 110, 120. Let's make it maybe 130 in total, and then we can take it from there. I'm thinking so 130 at 60 frames a second. 60 times 90. That is, what is that? I can't actually do that in my head. 90 times 60. Oops. I could do that inside Blender here, couldn't I? Could do that. Could 90 times 60. 200. No, that can't be. That's probably because it's the aspect ratio. Let's do it in here. 90 times 60 frames. There's 5,400 frames. That long? Really? Really? No, hang on. That can't be. 90 seconds times 60 frames. Yeah, it is actually 5,400, isn't it? That sounds long, but maybe it is. No, maybe it is. Is it that long, really? I guess it must be. Because then, just so that I have that in front of me. So if that's about till about frame 2000, these guys need to dance. So that's like almost a third, and then we have kind of to about here for the middle part, and then yeah, no, that's correct. Actually, that's what we want. Yes, I guess it is what we need to what we need to make happen. So until frame 2000, let's make these guys dance. Under animation, to about here. So that means we need the twerk 2 more times and the house dance and the samba just 1 more time. That's cool. Let's start with the twerk here. Active strip, action clip is what we need. And I think repeat 3 times then. And that extends to about here. And then this guy here, house dance, we want to repeat twice. And then samba dance, we want to repeat also twice. And that should make these guys dance until there. This is exciting. That is already very cool. And then we can have maybe 2 people dancing inside, and then we'll see if we can have either 2 or 3 people dancing in the vault. That's my plan. And I'm glad Blender could do the magic for us. So let's go and save that before we start another kind of branch of our project. And let's pick 2 people. I'm thinking now that we have the front people and the bank sorted, we can go and get rid of these things again and just make another collection, which is then the bank people, front, what did I say? Front, middle, back, I guess. Middle people, bank people, perhaps. Bank people, and then we have the vault people. That's the front, bank, and vault. Yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. So I'll start with the 2 animation cycles again. That I'll bring in from the FBI guy so that we just stash them away. Name and stash. Bank heist animation. So we've got this one, silly dancing. That's good. Yeah, we want silly dancing and 2 swing dancing. That's perfect. With all the presets, all the trimmings. We don't even need his textures. All we're interested in is, oh yeah, look at that's just a short block. That's nice. That's just a short block. Very good. So under animation, and we don't need to rename him either. We can just go and call him nothing. It doesn't really matter. And that needs to be our dope sheet again in the action editor. This we call silly stash, and we're done with you. Boom. Do it twice. Why not? Bring in the next dance. That's swing dancing 1. I might bring in all 3 blocks that I have, and then we can go and mix and match them. Come on, Blender. At least it's honest. Most of the progress bars we see on loading screens and on little boxes that come up, those bars, they're just generic animations. They're not actually proper callbacks. They're not the program telling you, hey, I've loaded 20%. Hang on there, this is how long it took me. It's not how it works. It's just an animation that goes for however long it goes. It's just a rendered animation, which explains why the progress bar goes from 0 to 99% in 4 seconds, and then it hangs there for 5 minutes until it does the last percent. At least Blender is honest and says, hey, I don't know what's happening. I'll let you know when it's done. It's nice. Until that time, we have to trust it doing its thing. Aha! Very good. Oh, wow. That's a lot of movement in there. That is going to be really funny because he has this little, almost like this little stage in front of the, I suppose it's the customer service desk in the bank. He's got this whole kind of stage there where he can dance. So that's nice. I like that. And then we have that with the second person just doing the silly dance next to him, or maybe two people either side, who knows? Maybe that'll work. Two people either side doing the silly dance. That's going to be great. Okay, so let's put that away. Stash this in. I've already forgotten what that was. That was swing 1, wasn't it? That was swing 1. Short-term memory thing. Swing, I'll just write it out as swing 1, like so. And I'll go stash that down as well. And go get rid of you. Hello? Oh, we're in pose mode, sorry. Yeah, this time it deleted the whole thing. That's nice. Okay, let's go and import swing dancing number 2. And that should be that. How's Ralph getting on with his 3D adventures, Christina? I'd be so excited to hear what he's building now. Has the download of the Unreal Engine worked successfully? I did play around with this a little bit more, and I'm at a point now where I can map a button on the controller or on the keyboard to trigger an action. And my next step is that I'd like to hook that up to something that then triggers an animation. So depending on which of these buttons I press, there's 4 different dances that the character does. That's my plan. I'd like for that to happen. And it's all out there. It's very doable. It's kind of nice to hook all the 3D things that we know so much about up to very simplified logic. So all these blueprints, they are C++ under the hood, but it's just a kind of an abstracted version of it. If you know one object-oriented programming language and its concepts, you can use that as well. It doesn't really matter if it's Python or if it's PHP or if it's Objective-C or whatever. You do grasp the concept, and there are only a few of them. There's like branch nodes and all that, and you just hook them up, much like the shader nodes in Blender. It's very nicely done. There we go. More swing dancing. And this one doesn't move quite so much, so that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, let's name that swing 2 and stash it. And since we already had the FBI guy, I'm going to use 2 business people now. So thank you, FBI guy. You've been great. In bank people, let's go and import 2 or 3 characters now from the Polygon City pack. So I've copied those resources into here as well. Polygon City characters. And these we can all use. So there's businessman in a shirt and in a suit. There's a businesswoman, and there's a female with a coat, female with a jacket, female police officer, male with a hoodie, male with a jacket, and there's a male police officer. So I'm thinking maybe the businessman in a suit could be the bank manager, and he can do the central dance there. And then we have 2 women either side who are doing the silly dance, perhaps. Or we can do the other way around. It could be a female bank manager, and we have 2 male guys doing the silly dance. What do you think? Look at that. I like it. But the robot's a good character. Oh, there is something I wanted to tell you this. Tell Ralph this as well. Very important. Epic do this there's like once a month they give you free assets. They're kind of free for the month, a bit like what DAS do, and they're really cool assets. So this month, I believe there are some animations that you can get, and they contain swimming animations like treading water and all that. And I think that's what we get this month. I haven't gotten them yet, but I need to do that. So yeah, very important. I'll go bring in the businesswoman, see what she looks like. Do you know, I think, I mean, this sounds crazy, but maybe there'll be an overlap. Medical illustrations and medical things done in 3D. I mean, that is something, you know, it's happening more and more. Why not combine those two talents? So she's the businesswoman. I'll just bring in all three characters, and then we'll just have a look at them and we'll see what we want to, which role we want to allocate to which. So this is the businesswoman. Let's give us some proper clothes here. Do you know, just from a practical point of view, by the way, I do like the fact that with these types of characters, there's no nudity issues like we have with DAS characters. That's actually very nice, I must say. I do enjoy that. There's this whole, are YouTube or Twitch are going to be happy with what we're showing type thing. It's not even an issue. I like it, I must say. Polygon City texture. So that is in here, Polygon City texture 1. Boom. But while we're here, just while we're here playing with textures, let me show you the other outfits that we can give her, just to have a little, I suppose number 2, there we go, that's the second one. And then number 3 is this one, red dress, so that's nice as well, I like that. And then there's the 4th one, that's a green dress. I kind of like the, was it this one? No, the other one, this one. That could be a bank manager woman, I can see that. She can be our bank manager. Yes, maybe we can go through it like just before we close the stream, just have a quick look where that is in the marketplace, the free items. Oops. Oh, look at that. She crawled back into a pile of bones. Why did she do that? Pose, pose, clear, boom. Oh my goodness. What happened here? The poor woman. Oh. Okay, sweetie, let's import you again. I don't know what I did there. I probably wasn't on. Oh, I've keyframed something here. Ah. Ay, caramba, mamacita. Clear keyframes. Pose clear all. Ay, it burns. Okay, don't worry about it. You'll be good as new in just a moment. Oh, now we have giant woman. Okay, forget that ever happened. Let's just park our playhead on frame 0. Bring in the woman again. It is extreme yoga, yes. Businesswoman. Boom. There she is, perfect. So pose mode, pose clear transformations, shading. Yeah, I mean, there is you can get away with it, but your video will be, at least on YouTube, will be classed as not suitable for all advertisers. And that means you're not making money, or not enough money, or not as much money as you would normally make. Was that 3? Oh, that's different texture altogether. Was that number 3? Yes, there we go. Okay, no keyframes. Good stuff. So imagine she's a bank manager, and I will apply that swing dancing animation number 1 to her. I think that'd be a cool idea. And then we can have two characters, like two male characters in business suits either side, maybe different color business suits. Makes it all very exciting. So that is happening on the NLA editor. No, it's not. What am I talking about? It's on the dope sheet. And we need to make sure she's selected, of course. And then we can take the swing one dance. I hope this is going to work out with the skirt. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be funny if anything. Like the skirt probably stretches too much in the middle there. That might look funny, so I might actually, just in favor of that geometric distortion here, I might just use a male bank manager instead, because that doesn't look right. Bye, Steve. Thank you so much for dropping by. And let's reschedule our call. We can make it happen. Let's see what happens when she does the silly dance. Yeah, that's more like it. Look at that. Yeah, that's more like it. Then we don't do anything nasty to the skirt. Let's do that. Well, that means I can then probably just duplicate her with whatever's on here. I'd like to see what happens if I do that. So I'll push that down. And this will need to be duplicated quite a bit. If we're saying the first part until we reach it goes up to about here, and then the second part goes to about here, so 4,000. We're currently at 200, so we need to make that happen 20 times, correct? Repeat 20 times. And don't stop. I think we'll go and set her up completely with the empty. And then we'll go and duplicate the whole empty with the woman inside and the dance moves applied. And then we'll just change her outfit. And then we'll have two women. I'm thinking. So let's go and make an empty just with the plain axis thing here. So select woman, select empty, hit Control P, go put empty to thing. That's cool. Go and say businesswoman. And so that it's an independent duplicate, it'll be just Shift D, isn't it? And just click in place. That'll be businesswoman 2. And she'll just be businesswoman 1. So businesswoman 2 is probably going to be on the right. So GX. Whoa. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. So that's only copied the empty, but not whatever's inside it. Ah. Ay caramba. How do we do that then? Duplicate something recursively. Let's question the edit menu. Duplicate objects, Shift D. And move them. Duplicate linked. Duplicate recursively. Is that something that, does that not work? Because I suppose I could just duplicate her here and then move her into second empty. But just out of interest, let me go and save this as another file here before we go and do something drastic. if I go and duplicate this now, Shift D, click, then I have indeed everything that I want. That's cool. So GX, oh no, that is just her skeleton. So look at that, yeah, that's some stuff hasn't happened. Maybe I have to select everything, expand it and everything. How interesting. So I believe that is Shift A. Literally Shift select everything. Is that how we need to do it? And then go Shift D and click Blender. So Shift A actually. It looks like now we have everything. GX, there we go. That's awkward, isn't it? And you guys are going like that. Yeah, perfect. Nicely done. So I think what I might do is then just shift the second Annie block somehow differently. I'm sure there's something really clever that you can do by mirroring it so that we can have that. But I think I'd rather have them dance a little bit out of sync, because that adds to the fun factor there. So we'll just go and shift the whole block from the second girl a little bit off so that they're not entirely in sync. I think we can do that. And then we need a bank manager in the middle there. And he's going to be doing the swing dance. So perhaps she can go slightly further over here. She can go slightly further over here. Oops. And then we go bring in the businessman. Businessman suit, of course. Nicely done. Hello, businessman. How you doing? You look as if you're in pain. Bank manager, good to see you. Let's give you some clothes. Oh, needs to be in object mode for that, otherwise not going to work. And we already have that file, don't we? Polygon City Texture 1. There we go. Yeah, brown. That's nice. What else you got in your closet? Purple. Yes, I like it. Mauve. It looks like NatWest now. That's perfect. Just have a mauve color blazer and a green tie. It's a good combination. What else you got? Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan. And yeah, it's very mafia boss kind of guy. I think the second guy with the mauve blazer there, I like it. Nicely done. So you need an animation of sorts, and we were thinking you should go all out, my friend, and use swing number 1. Without running into the women, of course. So we're gonna move you all accordingly. Yeah, that can be kind of on the side, or they can be slightly further forward. We'll do that in situ. But I think that's it. Let's do that. Push him down. And that's that animation almost set up. So he needs his empty now. Plane axis. And I'll go and select the guy, then the empty. Then I go Control P while hovering over the viewport. Quickly do that and call him Bank Manager. NatWest Bank Manager. And now we can move all these 3 guys into another empty. Let's use a cube. And I like for that to be here and scaled out somewhat. and I'll go and select all these guys and then the empty last, and then go Control P, object. Boom. And you guys keep dancing. Okay, let's quickly save that and see what this looks like in situ inside the bank. Can't believe it's been an hour and a half already. I feel we haven't even gotten to the meat of it all yet. But there's just so much setup work that's necessary. Let's go and switch on the bank. Look at that, they're almost in the correct place already. That's very nice. That's very nice. So my original idea was to have the women maybe here and there, and then he can go and dance here. But they could also be behind the bank. Since I now know how to duplicate them properly, I can also have more people inside here. That might be nice. Since we have so many different variations, there could be two of them could be behind the customer services desk. They could be people working in the bank, and then there could be like two other people who are just, you know, doing the silly dance around here. That might be an idea. What do you think? All these possibilities. I'll call this one Bank Employees. And I'll go and move the whole thing over to here. So he's got his carpet that he's got sorted here. Yeah, so we can move the whole thing further back. I believe that's Y, isn't it? Yeah, so he's doing this thing on the carpet. Yeah, maybe slightly further on here so that he's literally centered in the carpet here. Actually, maybe he should dance right here. So when he goes onto the outsides, that he doesn't go into the, he doesn't knock over the poles there. Just making sure that doesn't happen here. Yeah, so he's crashing into that. So maybe I'll just move the whole group forward, then he can do his thing here. And then we'll see how we deal with the camera there afterwards. GY, do all that here. And then that blocks over. Okay. So let's go and put the women. I don't know if I want to have them behind the counter or just have them dance in the corners here. I can't decide yet. I might actually, I don't know yet. Oops. Maybe like that. And then we can even apply a little keyframe that they turn around. That might be nice, that they just, you know, turn around every so often. That might be cool. So that'll be nice. Then we go into the bank like this, and we can see all these people here. Maybe we'll just go and put a couple of customers then in front of here. And one of you needs to have a different outfit. Let's do that first. So that's in shading. You might go and get the blue outfit. I'm not sure about the blue outfit. Maybe the green outfit. Red and green. That's good. That's a good combo. Oh, now you both got that. Why is that then? Because they are independent duplicates, I thought. They're not linked clones, so why is that happening then? Julia had the idea that maybe while the FBI guys are dancing, while the bank is being robbed, the robbers could sneak out and carry the loot out. That might be an idea. Might be for a different project. I wonder why that's happening then. If I select her texture, why then the other woman is also changing? I thought they're duplicates, not linked duplicates. Can you imagine 1,000 people? Whoa. Well, if I don't have a choice then, I think I'm going to leave her with the red dress. It's the material, isn't it? Yes, that's what it is. Yes, that's what it'll be. Lambert 14001. Yeah, exciting. So we'll go and call that, give that a name more memorable than Lambert 14001. Yeah, that's a good idea. So literally just do this, right? No, not this, like this. No. Like this. New material. Or this, is that it? Maybe that was it. So now if I change this, yes, I see. Now she's blue. Thank you, Christina, excellent. Yeah, we'll do red and green. I do actually prefer her to be red and her to be green. But that's just me. And that's green, okay. Okay, I think then if we're spreading this out and making it more of a crowd scene, I think we should have at least 2 more people dancing behind the man here. Yeah, let's do that. The user number, right? The user number. I'm gonna go and I'll go and quickly hide the bank, and that could be like, it's going to be a different group of people. I might even hide no, I'll leave these guys in place. And I'll go and bring in another another female and another male customer. How's that? So 2 more people, and one's going to be the male with the jacket. Male with a jacket, here you go. Also doesn't recursively hide stuff. That's a shame, isn't it? And maybe I will move him to a different collection. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll give that a new collection, and I'll rename that something snazzy next time, and let's go move this into collection 5. And then I can just go and undisplay the people here. Oh, I probably have... Yeah, he's actually still there. Okay, that was a mistake. So let's go do that again. There, collection 5, import male dude with the jacket, male jacket, there we go. Do you know, yes, that's actually a huge lag. That was not like that before. Let's see what it's like for me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've still got about 3-4 seconds, but for you it seems to be much larger. See if you can, what happens when you refresh the screen. Maybe that'll bring joy to the whole project again. So, what have you got to wear, my friend? Oh yeah, you've got the red shirt, the green shirt, or the brown shirt, also nice. Or the mauve shirt. I like the mauve. That's nice. Or the red shirt too. I think let's have you in mauve, blonde with mauve. I like that. Yeah, no, definitely. Blonde with mauve, that's nice. And since we already have a male samba dancer outside, perhaps you can dance something that the other FBI guys were dancing outside. Something like samba sillies with twerk. Twerk is good. You do twerk, man. You twerk. All right, do the twerk. I like it. Good. Push down. That's you sorted. Now we're going to put you in place. Bring the bank back. Oh yes, and then you need your empty as well, of course. Plane axis. This and that. Control P. Boom. I like it. I'll just call you Mauve Dude. Not to mistake him for the bank manager, of course. And he could be, what does your dance look like? Nice, so you can be just maybe over here in the background. I like that. All right, and then we have opposite you, we have a woman dancing maybe here so that it doesn't look completely like so staged. Maybe you can be here actually, and then the woman can be kind of here. That's nice, and she can be facing the camera then when we go through it. That'll be cool. Move, dude. 44 seconds. Wow, that is a lag and a half. Steve reached the signal quicker than that. And he's 9,000 miles away. 44 seconds. This would have never happened on Mixer, I tell you. My head is slightly smoking, I must say. This animation stuff, this is not for the faint-hearted, I gotta tell you. So we have businesswoman, female coat, female jacket. Let's have female jacket. Let's do that. Female jacket, here you go. Pose, transform, oops, clear all. Nice, yes, you look like a bank customer. What you got to wear, what you got in your closet? Let's have a look. This default outfit, red with a skull. That's nice. Looks a bit violent. That's green with a skull. Okay, so that skull. Okay, so she's got kind of mauve theme, purple theme going on here as well, and that's also a purple theme. Well. Oh, okay, good. I'll count again. So I'll do that, and I'll move something in the viewport so I can tell myself coming back. So maybe I'll change the viewport. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4 seconds. I've got. Good stuff. I'm glad it's back. Oof, crazy stuff. Yes, that is a shame. The only thing that's happened is one message from Rod. He says, I have to agree, Jay, just getting G-Force feet to stay in the same place while she dances already has me banged my head on the table. Yes, and I can totally understand that, Rod. That is sometimes, I'm still annoyed that when I made the little mouse character, that his feet were not on the ground. And I had this issue because it was brought in from Mixamo, but the stonemason scene had an uneven ground, and that was really bad to do. And he was moving back and forth, and I should have done that differently. I should have evened out the ground, and you live and learn. But those are the things that take so long with animations, that you have to just go and tweak things all the time. literally then to the frame by frame level. What do you think she should wear? I can also, let me try a different texture. Maybe I'll try the City Texture 1B. Is that different than 1A? Yes, so that changes the hair color. I see. There's quite a lot of variation that we can bring to the table then. So red shirt, green shirt, those are the options. Red shirt, green shirt, that's not an option. That is this one here. Blue, kind of blue shirt, blue purple shirt, or real purple shirt, like blue shirt, purple shirt, green or red. Any preferences? Let me know, then we can discuss hair colors. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe the red, or maybe this with a different hair color. Let's see, so this is City Texture 3A. Let's try 3B. Oh yeah, that gives a slightly darker skin tone. I like that. That's good, that's good. Let's have a look at 3C. Yeah, that gives an even darker skin tone. That's nice. 3C, what else we got? 4C. Oh, that's wrong, isn't it? It has to be. They're all so different. I like the darker skin tone, so let's go with something like this. That's nice. And the purple shirt. It's a mauve theme here, man. A mauve theme. So let's see what she could do as a dance then. So we'll apply that first. There's the twerk. What's this one here? FBI action? Oh no, that's nothing. That is silly samba. Yeah, samba maybe. Let's go. Let's give her the samba dance. Yeah, that'll be nice. She dances samba. Male guy dances samba on the outside. That's perfect. So push you down. And now you need your own empty plane axis. This, then that, Control P object, groovy, and that will be Samba girl, Samba woman, Samba G woman, Gee whiz, Samba woman. What are the animation blocks that you have, Rod, for G4? Is that something you bought? Is that something that comes with Poser? It's been ages that I've looked into animation in Poser. I do remember it worked rather well, but it's been literally been a while. I'm making sure she doesn't knock anything over, because this is going to be our camera approach here. So we're going to go through this with our camera, and then we're going to go approach, literally go through this here. So I wonder if she should go and be further back, so we can kind of go past her. Yeah, maybe she should be here. Just hope she's not knocking into things here. Whoops, what is that? What is she doing there? Answers on a postcard. Yes, I think the regular Annie blocks for Victoria 4, they work nicely on G4 as well, I believe. What is that? It looks like it doesn't worry anyone. It worries me. Ginormous woman is just on the second frame of the animation. She's turning into miniature woman again. That's just not right, is it? Man, I wonder if we could just clip that bit off the Annie block, or the action clip as Blender calls it. See what we can do there. Let me go and hide the bank. And select Samba Woman inside the thing here. And see what the NLA editor has to offer. Action stash. Because there are no... Are there any keyframes on here? No, there aren't, are there? These guys are dancing on it. It's very small. I wonder why that's happened. So my theory then is, if we should be able to just pick up this whole block and just slide it just over here a little bit. That should do the trick. That means now Samba Woman is never going into the negative and she's still dancing, so that's cool. But beware that hopefully when I repeat this block, maybe like 3 times here, I hope this doesn't happen on the overlap. If it does, we have to do this again. No, doesn't seem to happen. Total fluke. No one can explain it. It just is. And we found a way around it. That's all we need to know. Oh, Goma, yes, that is an issue. There is something, I might be able to show you how to get around that. Maybe not today, but if you're coming back tomorrow, I'll show you tomorrow how to get around the heel problem. There's a thing you tick and you can set the heel offset until it's almost okay. It worked in previous versions of Genesis, and it's still working in Genesis 8. I think I had to do this in my Urban Futures animation. There was the same issue. I had a Genesis 8 character walking and she had the high heel walk and I had to just tweak that. But you can do that and then you should be done with it. The other option you always have with animations, and as an animator, as a filmmaker, frame the feet out. That's even easier. No one needs to see the feet on the ground. If that's problematic, just make sure you do a mid shot and just don't worry about the feet. We'll just go close on you. Or make sure that while the feet are in vision, she's it's kind of all right when she's not in vision anymore. Don't worry about it. That's another animator's trick. So let's bring the bank back and see if this is a good place for Samba Woman to do the dance. She's not knocking into anything. Feet are firmly on the ground. That's nice. And I like to place her here because we should be able to at least perceive her as as a background character. And by the time we pan over with the camera, like over here, we'll go and see her like on the left-hand side of the frame. Sure. Thank you so much for dropping by, Christina, and thank you for being so excited about 3D, Ralph, as well. I wish you all the best. Drop by more often, and we can see if we can get you up to speed. I will look for those packs, and I will be back tomorrow, of course, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're around, drop by. It'll be nice, and by that time, I'll probably be able to tell you the packs that are free this month. So you add them to your Unreal account, you have them forever. It's going to be great. Let's do that. So we'll do that. We'll do Gorma's thing about the high heels. We'll cover that and we'll move over with the animation. I'm going to go and just look at all the people and then we can totally wrap it up for today. And then we'll tackle the other people in the back room tomorrow. Let's just see if we've got everything going well here so far. So there's literally 5 dancers here. And I like the idea of panning a good camera thing through here. We're going to make these guys loop as well in a moment, because we should be, this is about 2000, and we need for all these guys to be in motion until about 4000. Her a little bit longer because we're passing her. So let's go and tackle this guy and that guy. And yes, we'll also tackle the animation for one of these women, and then we're going to call it a day here. So, bank employees, bank manager, please. Bank manager, there we go. Bank manager. Oh, that's in pose mode, isn't it? Bank manager, there we go. There you go. So, sir, you there on the bank manager, that's you. Let's go and make you repeat, well, that's at least 3 more times. That should be enough, and I think then we won't show you anymore. Then there's you here, sir. Sir, what's your name again? Sir. Oh yes, you're in collection 5. And that's going to be bank bystanders. Good stuff. Thank you, Rod. I'll have a look at that later. So Morph dude here, you are, where are you? I see, this is, so you're now called Route 3. I need to really rename that so that I can see who that is in the track there. I'll call him Morph Bystander. And that should now appear here somewhere, shouldn't it? Morph Bystander, there we go. He's doing the twerk. All right, we need to repeat you maybe 5 times here. Yeah, then we reach that. And you are now still dancing. That's good, that's good, that's good. We can't treat ourselves to look deaf here as well. Woo-hoo! Okay, you are, who are you again? Are you this guy? So everyone's dancing until about frame 4000, I think. Yes, round about here, perfect. So I think the only thing I'd like to now change is have the animation cycle of the 2 bank employee women here not be absolutely synchronous. So I don't mind them being the same, but being absolutely the same is not so cool. So I'll just go pick you here. Businesswoman 1, is that you? I wonder. Sweetie, yes, that's you. And we'll go and you're, see, I need to rename her as well, so that's bank bystanders, bank employees. So businesswoman 1, I'll just call her BW1 in here, and then she can be BW2. So I didn't know how important that is. After all, it's the first time I'm using this thing for a larger animation, this whole thing. So she's here. BW1, that's you here. She's doing the silly dance. And in order to offset that, I'll just move this whole thing just a little bit over. So it starts slightly, she starts dancing slightly later. And as a result, they now move like that. So they're not 100% in sync anymore. And they almost look like they're mirroring. And that's just beautiful. With this being such a large area, I will have a think if I want to have another guy here that dances with this guy, opposite this guy. That might be cool. Just another innocent bystander there. That might be cool. But again, we might do that tomorrow. I think I'm going to go and save this now. Save the whole thing. And I say thank you so much for hanging with me and doing this animation thing with me. I'm thrilled that we can do this. I'm thrilled about the visualization in Unreal. That was rad. And I'm glad how well Blender performs here. I really appreciate all this all this stuff here. Look at that. This is what we've done today. That's all very, very exciting. We've got 3 people dancing on the outside of the bank. They're dancing until we go in with the camera. And then in there, if you look closely, there's more people dancing. There's so many people dancing here. This is going to be a massive dance party. And we're going to finish all that tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging. I'll be back 5 p.m. fake Eastern Standard summertime. And I hope you can join me for that. Bye-bye.